Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, yo. What up, dope people? I'd like to welcome you back to the Keep the C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
And to the left of John, we got
Vito.
Is it just Vito today?
No, it's Vito McCaffrey today.
Okay. Shout out to that. Vito McCaffrey is in the building. Shout out to you if you tuned in for the first time. We appreciate you. Make sure you hit the sub button, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you can get notified. We may need you for Oouuber services. My man Vito.
Why the fuck y'all both look at me?
he get down like that, you know. But I want to start the episode off by shouting out Gillie, shouting out Wallow. $100 million deal with Barstool, them Philly boys, North Philly boys to be exact. They definitely put on. So I want to shout them out. That's an emotional moment. Them boys, them brothers was crying and everything.
Like, did you see the video Wallow put up? He spoke that shit into existence.
Yeah. So again, shout out Gillie, Wallow, $1 million worth of game. While we talking about Gillie, he was trending recently. He had a little snap out moment where he was talking about black-owned businesses, brown businesses. He says he's done supporting them businesses on the strength that they're black and brown. Keep it a C, know how you feel about it.
I always felt that way. I'm not going to strictly support the business because of the color of your skin. If I'm supporting the business if I know you do good work.
Right.
Because like you said, if he said he paid motherfucker $40,000 and they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Think about how you will feel. Especially a motherfucker who just barely got it.
Right.
Come on, man. Motherfuckers out here dying for free.
Man, a person that feels some type of way about $40. That's
what I'm saying. Niggas is out here getting killed
man.
for free over some words. So what you think they're gonna do for $40,000?
What's your thoughts on it, John?
I mean, I'm back and forth on it because I will go out my way to support a local business, a local black business. I do go out my way, and I mean it's unfortunate. I do come across as that the level of service, and I understand how he feels that. But is it necessary? No. I don't know. I'll support him, but I ain't got nothing against folks who don't support it. You ain't got to. It's not like you gotta support these businesses.
Just let me say this.
It's just in you.
It's not just the black-owned businesses that do fucked up work, because everybody.
Yes, everybody does. But listen, because it's crazy. Me and my neighbor had this conversation. Whenever I need work done on my house, everybody always be like, go Mexican, they cheap and all of that. And I'll be like, nah, I always try to give somebody a chance. You know, usually there's our complexion, a brother and all that. The last couple times I've been burnt. Mm-hmm. I mean, the work gets done. But what I'm saying is I just had one person doing some work in my house, right? They were supposed to be doing my basement. Mm-hmm. And every day they would take lunch for like 3-4 hours. And I'm like, damn, and like 2 weeks, never started my basement. Would come down, I got to prep, I got to do this. Never started my basement in 2 weeks. I'm like, damn, where the hell are they going every day for 3-4 hours? These jokers was getting other jobs, coming here, setting up, going to the other job, starting a joint, then running a move, and I'm like,
that's what
nah.
they do. They take as many jobs as they can.
Nah.
Try to piece it in.
But the funny part of the story is, shout out my OG Rocky Road, because like 2 years ago, he was getting his house done. And I seen the brother that was doing his house, and I got him to come do my porch. And he did the same thing to him. Stop doing his stuff, finish my joint, and left him hanging, right? So then I'm like, damn, he do good work. I hire him for something else, and everything went haywire. So I do agree, like, you know what I mean? And you right, Vito, it is every skin color does that. But it's like the last couple experiences I've had, they've been bad, man. What's your thoughts on it, people? Should we support businesses because they're black businesses.
Yes, we should support them because they're black.
Only because they're black.
Do your research, though.
Yes, do your research. I would agree on that. We all tequila drinkers here, but Jay-Z, as you know, since 2012, owned 50% of Douce Cognac. Recently, now he's trying to end his partnership with Douce Bacardi. He's accusing them of hiding money. What's your thoughts on it?
The shit I seen something that said they lowballed him. I don't know.
Yeah, they lowballed him. Like, basically, he's saying that they won't let him see the books because he made a deal a year ago where they buy him out, but they're supposed to give him like a fair price. Right. So he's saying they're lowballing him because they're lowering the numbers, and they're not showing him the books. Yeah. So basically, he want to audit and stuff of that nature. But how you feel about it?
Absolutely, damn right he should. Yeah. He should do everything in his power to find out what those numbers are on that books. And if not, I'm out. I want my half.
They would do it to him.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
get your bread.
And at the end of the day, I guarantee you that sales went through the fucking roof once Jay-Z attached his name to that cognac. Yep.
Ain't no doubt.
You think people are going to stop drinking it now?
That's what I wanted to get at because that's part of my thing that I don't like about it. For one, we already had the conversation. It seems like we help these stars build these businesses up, and then they just sell them.
That's what always happens.
But isn't that the idea, though?
No, I think we should have our own company.
We should have something
and just keep it.
Us.
Listen,
I thought, but because it's not, I'm not going to say the Douce thing because he was 50-50 with Bacardi. But like the Tidal thing, the whole thing with Tidal was the black streaming service for us, for independent artists. We built it all the way up. They sold it. Not just them like you do Swiss and Timberland. We built Versus up. What they do, they sell it. And now look at it. It's in jeopardy. We might never even see Versus
now,
again.
I'm on both. That's not that you say it like that. I am kind of on both sides of the fence because I understand when you build the business up, for the most part, it is to get the money, capitalize on it. Because if you could build it to a certain point and then it won't go no further, so you want to build it up to its highest point, get out of it before it start going down and start something else.
Right.
Like he got Douce, now he got the champagne. So it's no telling what other type of liquor he's gonna get.
Right, but the crazy thing about it is, like with John just asked, are people still gonna buy it? Because I was with my man. My man said, "Man, I've been drinking Douce for the last 8-9 years. What I'm supposed to do now? I only drunk." He kept it a C note. I only drunk it on the strength of Jay.
That's the only reason why I drink Billionaires Rosé is on the strength of Ross.
Right. So what I'm saying is now, what's the thing now? Do people keep buying it? And you know what I mean? Like, what do you do now?
Until they find another something else that's black on. Yeah. Matter of fact, Puff got he got some brown.
Yeah, he got the
Ciroc.
He got what we was drinking too, the Lyor. He got the brandy Ciroc too, though. No, the cognac Ciroc. But damn, what I was just about to say, I just find it funny though, like every time they build something up, because even when you look at it, it's like like a lot of people, cause just look at it like this. Just take Tidal for example. Everybody that had they was enrolled in it and they've been run, and you see what I'm saying? So now it's like, do I leave, pay another fee? Because the whole thing is, my reason is we're pushing black. Let's build this black business. And to me, it's kind of like false advertisement for one, because the whole time I thought Jay flat out owned Douce. I never even knew he had a 50-50 partner. Like the way everybody, like, because I watch Drink Champs promote black businesses and this, that, and like I didn't even know he didn't own the whole thing.
But I see something he said that made sense when he did the Kevin Hart interview. Like the percentage doesn't, like he said Steve Jobs owned 1% of Apple, but that shit was worth how many millions? Yeah. So the percentage.
No, I'm saying not that, but I'm saying is if I own 50% of a company with my Puerto Rican friend. I can't tell you this. I can't honestly say support 100% owned black business because it's not 100% black owned. You kind of deceiving the people when you say that.
So, do you feel deceived that the name of BET is BET and it's not owned by black people?
Yes. I feel as though it shouldn't be owned by black people. If it's not owned by black people no more, they should have not had the same name. You know what I mean? I feel that way. Mm-hmm. But what's your thoughts on it, people? Jay-Z, he's trying to get out of his deal with Douce. If you're a Douce drinker, you're drinking on the strength of Jay, are you going to keep drinking Douce? No. Keep it a C note. Let us know. Speaking of Jay, shout out Dame, but you know Lyor Cohen. It's a video, an old video of him on the Breakfast Club that's been trending basically, and they're talking about the epidemic with opioids, pills, and lean. And Lyor Cohen says it's the most dangerous thing to our society. They go on to ask him, well, why do you sign artists that, you know, is promoting that? And he basically said, at the end of the day, I got mouths to feed. Even though I know it's not right, I got mouths to feed. Keep it a C-note. How you feel about that?
I don't feel no type of way about it because at the end of the day, he's right. If that's his job to sign talent, just because you get high doesn't mean I'm not going to sign you because you get high. That's your personal preference.
But, I mean, just because you get high, do you have to promote it and push it?
That's what I'm saying. If this is what you're promoting as an artist, who am I to tell you not to promote that and not get the money, even though you're going to promote it regardless? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what you got to say, John?
I don't know. I think he's still a culture vulture. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if there is opportunists out there. There are black folks that, like we said before, there was black people that sold blacks as slaves. So there are those type of people out there. There are going to be people out there for almost any type of job if you pay them the right type of money.
Right.
But for him to say that there are opportunists out there, he's basically saying, like, I don't give a fuck that it is messing up the community, this, that, and the third. Right. I'm going to get my money, and these folks over here, they want to get their money too. So, like, it don't matter. Anything else I say basically don't matter. I'm hypocritical for him to say it's an issue with the drugs, it's strictly hypocritical because of what you're doing with your artists and shit and the content that you're letting these artists put out and shit.
But I have an issue when people say, this is the reason why the hood is doing this. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how much they promote a drug on music, TV, movies. That doesn't make me want to go do it. I'm not going to go rob or shoot or kill somebody because you're talking about it on the song. Knowing damn well you're not doing it because you're talking about it on the song for the most part. And most of the people who talk about it are already up. Most of them dudes don't even live in the hood anymore. So, and on top of that, majority of us are grown. We got our own minds. Like, you can't tell me just because somebody says something on the song that I'm gonna go out there and do what they say.
Not.
No.
But what about these kids though?
They out here
what
rapping
about these kids?
They rapping these kids. They out here doing it.
These kids are at the end of the day. Even though you're still a kid and you still make dumb mistakes, you're still, when you get about 15, 16, you got you got enough smarts, conscious mind to know what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing. Because there's kids who do follow that shit, and there's kids who don't. So you saying that's an excuse.
14, 15, you said, what about the kids that started experimenting with lean at 12?
All right.
Pills at 12, and they hooked on
You got kids that experiment at 12, and you got kids that don't.
Right.
Who are still in that same predicament, who just say, nah, I'm cool. So I ain't trying to hear that shit because either you're going to do it or you're not. Right. It depends on where you grow up and what the people around you are doing. Like, you can't blame the music.
Well, you can't fully blame the music, but the music does play some type of influence. It plays an imagery. It puts a derogatory term on a lot of our women, and it still puts out drug use and violence. So it's more derogatory than it is like in a positive light for us to be listening to. There's nothing great about like this new age hip hop drill music because these young bulls is on go and they actually doing what's on these raps now. Like at one point the raps was about knowledge and giving you some knowledge and shit, but like now it's just like what the hell, lean bitches.
Right. With that being
club.
said, with the positive rap? How many motherfuckers listen to that rap and went strict positive?
Well,
not a lot.
Well,
Exactly.
But see,
People was, not to cut y'all off, but a lot of that was in the 80s. People was on the block selling crack epidemic,
exactly.
and they was selling all that, listening to KRS-One, Kick Knowledge.
Public
So
Enemy.
I agree with that, But I think there comes a time where something changed. I don't know where it was. But let me just say, before
you
y'all...
don't think radio stations and stuff like that had
yeah,
a role
but
to play?
listen,
Yes.
to me personally,
Yep.
with the Lyor Cohen thing, Lyor Cohen is looking everybody, all the black and brown people in every neighborhood, and he's basically saying, F y'all. I know this is a problem. I know this is a main problem.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, two things, like Vito, you said the rappers is rapping and they're not living in the hood. Right? But that's not affecting Lyor Cohen's hood at all. Here, where he comes from, his type of people, none of that is affecting them. So when he says opportunists, that's even fraud because they set the bar.
But
Whatever.
You don't have to fuck with him though.
Listen, what I'm saying is, but they're all doing that. That's all of them.
No, I'm talking about nowadays in this climate, they don't have to fuck with the labels at all.
You don't. But what I'm saying is another thing with Lyor and them. They set the bar. If they want conscious rap to be pushed, they can push conscious rap.
Yeah.
Just like they made drill mainstream, just like they made gangster rap mainstream. You know what I mean? To me, it's just all the movies. Like, F y'all is not affecting me or my people. It's making us money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts. And even with that, what you're saying, Vito, like, you don't got to go their route. But they got ways that if you're going to pop independent, some way or another, they're going to get some money off of you.
But you got to be a weak-minded motherfucker to do this strictly because your favorite rapper is saying it. You listen to these motherfuckers strictly because they make good music. You don't got to follow in their footsteps.
Okay, you had a rebuttal for that, John?
No.
So let me ask you this then. It was the old video with Crazy Bone, and we seen it about this meeting, because I hear what you're saying. You shouldn't listen to music and all of that, but allegedly it was a meeting where people that was high up in the music industry wanted to push gangster rap because the people that owned the labels had stocks in jails, and once it went public, once the jails went public, they would be able to invest. And so what they were saying is the record labels push the guys like KRS-One and all the positive guys you wanted to hear. They pushed them out.
Yep.
Let gangster rap come in. Now they're getting paid off the gangster rap, and for the kids that do the dumb stuff because they're listening to gangster rap and they're going to jail. So basically they was just eating off both ways.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think NWA had outside influence on them becoming a group and pushing
I think NWA is when, if this meeting is true, I think NWA is when they realized how much influence rappers could have. Because NWA had everybody saying F the police, like they were on it like a rebellious wave. It wasn't like 911. 911 is a joke. Don't hit like fuck the police. They're both saying the same thing basically, but it don't hit the same. You see what I'm saying? And to me, if it is true, I think that's where it probably would have started, NWA.
They said the meeting was in Cali too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so, but do you believe that's true?
Hell yeah,
I believe that's
Hell
true.
yeah. Yep.
Well, at the end of the day, nigga, violence been going on forever, so they capitalizing off of it. But at the end of the day, violence has still been going on.
They're making money off of it
before
on
rap
both
came in
ends, it's a murder industry, so we're killing ourselves. I mean, or we're going to jail with that shit.
But people were getting killed before rap came along.
But at this rate, not at this rate.
Y'all probably don't remember that in the late 70s, early 80s, the Miami area had over 600 murders a year.
Yeah.
This is before rap really became.
Yeah. That's what whatchamacallit was over there. Griselda Blanc. Yeah.
So you can't blame the rap.
Yeah, I know that. But you know, the rap and drugs go hand in hand to me. It kind of goes hand in hand to me. That's
because it's glorified in the songs.
Not just that though, because you know how you see videos and they be like, back in the day, the rappers wanted to be the drug dealers because the drug dealers really had the money and they was really live. But the fans didn't know that. So when the fans heard the fans thought that the rappers was really drug dealers. They didn't know they was living or rapping somebody else's life. You see what I'm saying? So,
but I think you have rappers that was actually glorifying it, making it look cool though to sell drugs. Because I mean, Jeezy, he was a snowman. Rick Ross, he was known for selling blow or whatever down in Miami and shit. And like I said, I think his imagery and all that shit does play a part.
Now, let me ask you this though: is it glorification if you're just talking about shit you've done in your lifestyle and how you're trying to get better past that?
Well, so I think some of his songs wasn't like that. I think some of his songs it was glorifying that he did that and test me. I do.
A lot of them niggas was saying they was still doing it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just sold the kilo off my phone and all that, man. You know what I mean? But listen, I wanted to ask y'all 2 questions because a lot of times and recently I've been hearing it a lot like these last couple elections, and I've never knew why they were harping on it so much, these private-owned jails. What's your thoughts on them? Should they get rid of them?
Yes.
Hell yeah. It should be back to state run. When you have privatized jails, it's definitely, it's free labor, basically. You're paying them dudes pennies. And then it's like a cycle, like we were talking about before. Like you had the music industry, and then they all hand in hand. So when they go out, they're either going to go to jail or they're going to end up dead. So they go to jail. All right,
listen, I posted because on the video, I don't know if the numbers changed, but we'll try to find them and post it. They said before the private jails, it was only 500 and shot up to 1,700. So, the jails is big business, right?
Big business.
So, I wanted to ask y'all, even though this is not Conspiracy Corner, I just seen a interview. It might have been one of them Kanye interviews, but I found it like, damn, that is, how when you be like, damn, that was happening. They were saying basically Bill Clinton was the president. Little Rock, Arkansas numbers in violence shot up. They said when Obama became president, Chicago's numbers in violence shot up.
Where they from? Yeah.
Do you think that's where the presidents is, and they're Democrats though? Because I didn't see nothing when it got to when the Republicans was in office. You see what I'm saying? I only seen it on Clinton. Then we had Bush and all that. Then we had Obama. I only seen it.
Where Bush is from?
They from Texas, ain't they?
Yeah.
But even Trump, they didn't say nothing about Trump. Well, they didn't say nothing about him neither. But I found that interesting now. Did the presidents that was like from real hood areas, how they violence really shot up like that? We 1 week into the NBA season. Keep it a C note. Have you learned anything from this 1 week, this first week that may be shocking you? Like, let us know.
Well, I've learned that boy Ja Morant is the real deal.
He's the real deal.
I kind of knew it last season because he took his team to a second seed, and they don't really have no stars besides him.
Right.
And I ain't even saying superstar. I'm talking about just a star.
Right.
They got some good and above average players, but all that shit goes through him.
And he learning how to shoot.
And he learned, last night he was getting busy, shooting everything.
Yeah. He definitely is the real deal. But at the same time, I'm still not sold on the NBA's defense yet this year.
Why you not sold on the defense?
Something about the perimeter defense. I'm not talking about interior defense because I still don't see too many big men doing their work down in the paint, but as far as perimeter defense and playing, I don't know. It's just a little laxy-daisy to me. I don't see people putting on that Gary Payton glove defense.
But me and Vito had this conversation. I told Vito it's only about 8 to 10 players in the NBA that really play defense.
Points sell tickets, so they don't want a motherfucker to be able to lock you up like they did in '80s because that shit don't sell.
I know. And then, like, even some of those plays with Ja Morant, I know it's almost impossible to stop him, but some of them plays, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Are y'all even going to step in front of this dude? Are y'all going to put your hands out?
No, let me ask you a question. Are you stepping in front of that nigga
Well,
coming to the lane like that?
That's what I said. I know who Ja Morant is, but at the same time, I was almost like, yo, y'all in the NBA, you earn y'all money.
The worst thing is when somebody set a screen and the dude don't fight over the screen, he just switch. Like that irks me.
But
bro.
that also comes into your system. That might be the thing. Switch everything.
Listen,
you know, some teams play switch everything.
Listen, it ain't too many guards or games that I've seen in the last 2 years that no matter who the great ball handler is, Kyrie, Steph, I've seen it on occasions where they go through the pick and they just trap them. Them guys turn the ball over, but they don't do it consistently. I'm talking about with all them guys. Most of the times they just go and switch.
But that's the NBA in the whole. Because think about it. Have you ever seen a motherfucker do a play 2 or 3 times in a row and they can't be stopped and then they go away from it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the switching thing. We didn't come from that era. Like, that's not defense, just switching everything.
It's still defense.
It's not defense because if you look at these games, the guy's not even setting the screen. I'm about to get picked, and when I go to get the pick, I just grab him and tell him switch. I'm not trying to run through the pick. I'm not getting bumped or nothing. I'm not trying to go around the pick.
It depends on what the defense is. They tell you if you're on a system that says switch everything.
Everybody does it.
No, not everybody don't do that. Everybody don't switch everything.
For the most part, everybody do it. What I'm saying is, if you know a dude trying to come down, if you know they trying to get Zion in a post on Steph Curry, why do you keep switching every play? Like, when are you going to fight over the screen?
You know what I've been saying for years? Why the fuck do people keep, like, for example, you got Steph, you got Clay, you got Jordan Poole. Why do you keep leaving one of them in the corner open to go try to double down on a man who, like Looney, who ain't shit? Why the fuck y'all keep doubling? Why not just stay with your man? Why not deny your man the ball? They be doing dumb shit all the time in NBA. I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, all right. I wish they did stay with their man instead of switching.
Yeah, you be leaving motherfuckers wide open that you know can shoot.
But did you learn anything else, John? Because I got a couple of things that I learned.
Well, I think you're going to cover one. You go ahead.
The first thing I'm going to cover is Dame is still him.
Oh, yeah. Dame is still that guy.
Shout out Dame Dollar. Dame is still him. The Pelicans look like they're a playoff team. None of us mentioned the Pelicans, but they do look like a playoff team. Brandon Ingram is hooping. McCollum hooping. Zion is hooping.
And fucking a lot of motherfuckers don't be paying attention. Valanciunas is solid as a
not just
Valanciunas.
The kid they got off the bench, the Puerto Rican kid with the braids, with all the energy.
But motherfuckers don't be paying attention. Valanciunas be getting a double every night.
Every night, and he can hit the 3 now. Another thing that I've noticed, and I shout out to everybody here. I noticed none of us put them to make the playoffs this year, the Lakers. But they're worse than I thought they were, bro.
They're bad.
Bro, they are worse than I thought. That team stinks.
No, listen, let me say this. You know what I personally think? It's the lineups that they're running. You can't have Russ and LeBron on the floor at the same time because they're both ball dominant and they both really not great shooters. I feel like them you got the ball, what's the white ball? Reeves?
Yeah.
Austin Reeves, and you got the other ball, Matt Ryan. Both of them can shoot.
Right.
And Dunn can shoot. I think that's his name. What's the guy they got from
None.
Them guys can shoot. You got to pick and choose. Fuck niggas, egos. Everybody ain't got to start. You got to have the shoot. You got to have at least 1 or 2 shooters on the floor at all times.
Here's the thing with that. You say LeBron and Russ can't be on the floor together. Russ and Patrick Beverly.
Oh yeah, that was coming
either, man.
That was coming too. But Pat is a better 3-point shooter than Russ.
I think whatchamacallit gotta go. You gotta let
Russ go. Yeah,
Russ ain't.
Even if you can't trade him, you just gotta let him go because it's too many heads to feed on the pause.
It's not even that. It's like, man, come on, man. Don't take. This is. I know y'all getting paid for it, but this is still our joy.
He don't fit on that team.
But why run the offense through LeBron instead of having.
At this point, it don't matter who you run through the offense.
I would just have executed plays set up for LeBron, though.
But it does. But even with you can do that after LeBron leave.
With LeBron and AD all day.
Russ got to go.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, there's no way to bring that back because no matter how good he does, he's the fall guy for everything. And you can't play like that.
But what team could benefit from having Russ?
The Knicks. Jalen Brunson been playing 1 and 2 in Dallas, so he can shoot, he could D up, he could run the offense.
They still got D Rose, right?
Yeah, but D Rose come off the bench, and D Rose, he can't stay healthy. He been healthy the last couple years, but he just was hurt last year. I
gotta think about it.
But Russ, do you still think that he's a starting player?
Yes.
You think he's definitely?
We would have to get rid of Julius Randle though if you got Russ.
The team Russ was supposed to stay with was Washington, man.
Nah,
he should have stayed with Bill.
He should have stayed with the Thunder, if anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying once he was gone from the OKC and that was over. Russ was still Russ in Washington.
Yeah, he
brought them back, got them into the playoffs and all that one year.
But that's only because Brad missed a good
Brad
portion.
is gonna miss a good portion every year. Yeah, that's the best place
but
for him to
when they play together, Russ cancels out them type of guys. Like I said, the Thunder is a good spot for him because there's no real Gilchrist Alexander, he can play the 2 also because he can shoot.
Not no more because them kids are alright too. But even with that, Gilchrist Alexander needs the ball in his hand. I think
but the best play off the ball.
The best reason why is because even when you get Bradley Beal can shoot. And whoever Russ played with, his other guard has to be able to shoot. That's why I say he should have stayed with Bradley Beal. But the last thing that I notice is, I don't care if he wins another championship or not. Anthony Davis is done. Anthony Davis is done, bro. Every game I watch, he hurt his knee, he hurts his back, or he's coming in with a sore ankle. Anthony Davis done.
He look overweight too.
He's done. I don't think he's mentally in the game either.
He's not.
And my last one, I'm sorry, Sixers fans.
No, you got to say it, though.
I've got it confused. I've come to realize, right? And I was kind of mad because it was like I'm looking at the games with the Sixers and I'm looking at certain games. And all I'm thinking is Vito saying he like to go 17 feet. Joel Embiid is the softest 7-footer in the league. He is not that guy, bro. And I'm gonna go a step further. Right now, I know we won weekend, but I don't think the Sixers can win with Embiid, man. I don't. He not that guy, man.
I think
he is not that guy.
I think the Sixers can't win with that system with Doc Rivers. If Doc Rivers continues to allow Embiid to do this...
I thought the same thing. We just had the conversation. Then I'm watching the game, and I'm like, Embiid, he comes down, he gets in the post 12 feet out. No matter who's guarding him, he let them push him out.
He
let them push him out.
He'll catch it on the box, and he'll spin out and jab you 3 or 4 times and shoot the J.
Yo, listen. I know we got a lot but I can't. He don't got that hunger. He don't got that in him. Like he's supposed to be punishing dudes.
He want to shoot the J, dog.
And I talked to my pop, and my pop is funny because my pop tell me he like, yo, you gotta remember he's still from overseas. He's not from over here. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, but. Right now, after 1 week, I don't think the Sixers will ever win a championship with Joel Embiid as the best player. He don't got this. Heart. He don't got heart.
He don't have balance either. The motherfucker fall like 20 times a quarter.
Now listen, I told you I learned about New Orleans and Zion been rocking. You said Randall needs to get traded. No cap. Call him a Oouuber. If Zion Williamson, Julius Randle, had Embiid's height and size, they would be unstoppable. Is that no cap? Call them a Oouuber.
No cap.
Why?
Because Zion damn near unstoppable now, and he can't shoot.
Yep. Right. I say, how the hell Embiid can muscle people like... I'm seeing guards muscle people, bro, down low. And I'm like, Embiid can't muscle nobody, man. Keep it a C note with us, people. 1 week into the season, what have you learned in the NBA? Should you call me a Oouuber? Is it no cap? I said right now it's looking like the Sixers will never win a championship with Embiid. I am 1-0 because I said they wouldn't win a championship with Ben Simmons and Embiid. So how y'all feeling Ben Simmons so far?
I'm still a Ben Simmons fan, so.
Dud.
Nah, he not no dud.
Listen.
Did you see the way KD was looking at his ass on the bench?
Listen, Ben Simmons is who I thought he was. You set this pick and you grab that rebound, and that's it.
See, and that's all I've been saying all this time. Why does everybody think Ben Simmons is supposed to score?
That was my problem. Was they were hyping him up to be something that I knew he didn't have.
Listen, that's because the average motherfucker don't actually watch what a player's skill set is. Most people already knew he wasn't a scorer. He scored probably like 18 to 20 points in college, but that's because he was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody. When he gets to the league, it's different. He's a pass-first guy who's not looking to score. Like Draymond Green is a pass-first power forward who's not looking to score. He got a wide open shot, and what does he turn around and pass?
At least Draymond would shoot the shot, though.
But
hey,
he
listen,
will.
let me keep it a C note since you mentioned Draymond, right? And I always call Draymond a bum, and I grind him. Draymond 10 times better than Ben Simmons, bro.
He's smarter on the court than him.
He's 10 times.
The IQ.
Ben Simmons look like a deer in headlights now when he play, bro. He don't. Man, that shit crazy, man.
I think he on the wrong team. I don't think that team.
Man, it don't matter where he go. He's done.
Your team definitely makes a difference.
Bro,
that you play for.
What his numbers is right now, he look like he's a six. He's a 6 guy.
The team makes a difference. His numbers definitely gonna go down because you got two other scorers.
Bro, he rattled. Since that shit happened.
Now that's possible. Injuries can rattle you.
Not the injuries. Once he didn't have a heart to shoot the layup. When he didn't have a heart to shoot that and he went through the run, it's over.
Let me ask you this question.
Confidence is gone?
Yeah. Would anybody have looked at Steve Nash any different if he made that pass in that same position?
No.
But why? Because he's not 6'10"?
No, it doesn't have nothing to do with how you looked at him. It's how the player handles it. Ben Simmons, he broke down after that. He's emotional wreck.
I can agree that he definitely is that.
He got his Mary J. Blige on, man. That nigga done, man.
I'm talking about strictly the player besides the because he is one of them guys. But
yeah,
I don't feel like at the end of the day, you know, he's not a scorer. He's not looking. That's not even on his mental at the end of the day. Even though he should have took the shot.
And he not a scorer, no. But what I'm saying, so far I've seen him. Even when he get a game where he got 8 rebounds, 6 assists, he doesn't look like the player he was 2-3 years ago. Even when people was criticizing,
I've been saying this for years.
All the way hard.
He's being played out at the wrong position. He is a power forward. Just because you can handle the rock does not mean you're a point guard. He should be grabbing rebound and coast to coasting because he's best in transition.
Right.
I feel like he should be a point forward.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he maybe should be a point forward, or maybe he it is a team he can play on, though. It's definitely a team that he can play on, and he can be the man.
Who that?
Unfortunately, that team is in Istanbul. You know what I mean? He's gonna if you want to see Ben Simmons average 28, 9, and 7, he's got to go to Istanbul to play. That's the only way he'll ever regain confidence. You heard it here first. Vito, you caused a lot of controversy last week. You know what I mean? It was you that said Steph Curry should be top 10.
Yes, he should.
You said Bill, Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, guys of that nature shouldn't be in the top 10.
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the top. They're well deserved of being in the top 10. But I feel like if you put Steph Curry in, one of them two are out, and it's more so Wilt than Bill because Bill.
Okay, well
rings.
You got some YouTube feedback about you saying Wilt averaged them rebounds because he was playing with everybody that was our height.
No. Listen, first and foremost, I've been to the research because I had a conversation on the flip side when I was back in Will, because there was 7-footers in the league back then.
Right.
But The talent Steph plays against is better than the talent Will played against. That's just a fact because we don't even know them guys. And remember what I was saying earlier? If you're told the same thing for so long, you'll believe that shit. So we've been told Wilt is this guy for so long because of the numbers he got. But if Wilt was so dominant, how is it that he only won 2 chips? And not just only won 2 chips, he only been to 2 chips.
My answer to
Steph
that,
won 4.
my answer,
been to how many?
My answer to that would be Michael Jordan was dominant and the best player from the gun bust, but he didn't win a chip from the gun bust.
Yeah, but how many did he win?
He won 6.
How many did he go to?
He went to 6.
Wilt only went to 2.
Yeah, but
and the second one only came because he was on a fucking team with some real guys.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Bill and them had a real team.
Yeah.
But my dad, because he's old school, he took exception to some of the stuff you said. And he said, listen, we've been doing it wrong. He said, don't put Wilt in today's era. He said, take any big man you want that you think was dominant in any era of basketball. He said, if you put them in Wilt era, they don't stop nothing that Wilt does. They don't stop Bill Russell from getting them rings. All that still happens. What's your thoughts? Is it no cap? Should we call my papa Oouuber? Keep it a C-note.
I can agree with that because if you take a guy like Shaq or Kayne and put him in that era, if you put him on a team, that's not stopping Wilt from getting his on however many teams, the other 9 or 10 teams in the league, he's going to get his. But when you go up against that guy, he might not get his. But his numbers are still going to be pretty much the same. But on the flip side, if you take Wilt and Bill and put them in the era with Patrick Ewing, fucking Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, all them guys.
Okay.
Bill not getting 11 chips and Wilt not averaging 50 points on them guys.
I agree with you. I don't think he would average 50 points, but I think he still would average them rebounds.
How many?
I think at least 20.
Yeah,
at least 20 against
not every year. He might get lucky a season or two and get 20.
And shout out to whoever it was that left a comment, but one of us, I think it was me that said it though. Ben Wallace and them average, not even Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman like 6'6", 6'7". He averaged 15 rebounds against all them 7-footers. Wilt can average 20 rebounds against
possible.
them jokers, bro.
But
I agree with the 50.
Yeah, he ain't averaging 50 points.
What you got to say, John? Can you put somebody back there that would stop what they had going on?
I think if you put like a Shaq and a Kareem back then, they would still have their numbers, but would Wilt have that one chip? I don't know. It might have stopped them from getting that one chip. You put a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back then in the Shaq.
I never thought of Kareem, though.
Yeah, you put them two like back then, and you still had Bill Russell. Yeah, that chip that Wilt got might have changed, and all those chips that Bill Russell had, he might not have had as many because it would have had a different high level of competition, and that's only because I'm naming 2 top players from that generation, Kareem and Shaq. I'm not saying like no.
The crazy thing is though, because you know LeBron can break the record this year, and I didn't even think about it because Kareem got what 5 chips? How many Kareem got? 5?
I think he got 6 though.
Or 6.
5 or 6.
He got 5 or 6, but I think he got 6 because he got one before the Lakers.
He got one with the Bucks.
Right?
Hold on. Go ahead. Say what you about to say.
What I was going to say is the crazy thing about it now that John mentioned Kareem, because I never thought Kareem. I was just more so when he said that thinking our era. To me, if Kareem played back then, if Kareem played like 3-4 years earlier than he played, like because he went to school when you had to play a certain amount of years in college. Mm-hmm. We talking about a whole different thing because Kareem probably would have more rings. He came at the end, but he got out. Well, they said Bill ran from him, but he played against Wilt. Wilt was old,
and he would have had way more points.
That's what I was about to say because we're talking about LeBron breaking the record this year. If Wilt played 2 years earlier, that record don't never get broken.
Go ahead. Let me touch on this real quick. And for all the LeBron fans, we all fuck with LeBron, but at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And when people say LeBron is the GOAT because of the accolades, let me state this. If you play enough years, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a certain amount of accolades because it's gonna pile up because you're playing longevity. But if you take however many years it took for MJ to get whatever he got, it took LeBron longer to get. It took LeBron then 3 more seasons to pass MJ as far as scoring.
Right.
And it's gonna take him way more seasons than it took fucking Kareem. And mind you, in Kareem's whole career, he shot 1 3-pointer.
Right.
So you imagine all them points he got. And that's all deuces and 5 shots.
Right. Well, speaking of that, I wanted to ask y'all because I was supposed to ask y'all this last week. If you could give me, is there anybody, and I said Giannis, but let's exclude Giannis because now that I'm saying what I'm saying about Joel Embiid, is there one player in the NBA that can average 30 without shooting 3-pointers, without making 3-pointers? And if so, give me the name.
I think it's a couple. And John actually brought one to my attention last week when he said
DeMar
DeRozan.
He's the only person.
But I think Ja can average 30 without shooting no trees.
Okay,
I got Ja.
I think Dallas. We still got fuck his name. I can't remember his name for some reason.
Luka.
I think Luka can average 30 without shooting no trees. I think the Joker can average 30. And it might be 1 or 2 other guys, but I just can't think of right off top.
You got anybody else that he missed, John? Kawhi. A healthy Kawhi.
Yeah.
A healthy Kawhi mid-range.
Because he's a hell of a mid-range guy.
And then KD to me. KD could.
I would give it. If it was no threes, I think KD can average. Yeah. I think KD can average 30. But on the flip side of that, I want to ask y'all 2 questions, referencing what my pops say. Let's go 90s eras because you mentioned LeBron and how do Mike get them 6 rings if LeBron was in that era? That's the first question. Would LeBron have stopped Mike in that era?
It depends on what team he played for, in my opinion.
My opinion, no.
Okay, let's go. Let's just say LeBron played from, let's go 94. No, the 91, 92, 93. Yeah, let's go 94. He came into the league the first year Jordan was retired. He's still on 20 years, right? Would he be hunting Kareem down if his first 6 years out of 20 was played in the 90s? Would he be chasing Kareem down for scoring title right now?
No
Keep
way.
it a C note.
No,
probably not.
Because in that era, the 3 wasn't what it is today. He shoot a lot of trades now, so you got to dial that back for 1. But 2, he would have been he's not the greatest foul shooter. He'd have been on the line a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So I don't think
it was a different physical game back then too.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts on it, people? Put LeBron James in the NBA from 94 and you do 20 years. Is he chasing Kareem down, about to break his record? Keep it a C note. Let us know. Could you put LeBron in Michael Jordan era and what about if he was on them Knicks teams?
Yeah, that was going to be my example because I was thinking about the Phoenix team with Barkley, but I don't think he would have fit. But with them Knicks teams, they definitely could have won at least 1.
Okay, flip side to that. If you put LeBron, any LeBron you want to put on, you take Jordan off that team, put LeBron there. No. Do they have 6 rings? No. Yes, no? Yes, no?
No.
What's your thoughts on it, people? you swap them. They saying LeBron wouldn't have stopped Mike from getting his rings if you swap them. You put any prime LeBron on the team with Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Dennis Rodman. Do they have 6 rings in Chicago? Keep it a C note with us.
Because Scottie would have been the go-to scorer. And LeBron would have been Scottie.
Okay. Say it with your chest, anything?
Let me say this with my chest. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. Stay healthy.
Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. Stay healthy. Shout out to Carolina. You're like, man, we can't rob them boys, man. They good money, man. We can't rob. Shout out to y'all, man.
Well, we going to see at the end of the season who robbed who.
Ain't no doubt. Who? Any say it with your chest, John?
No.
I have a say it with your chest real quick. And this is how mad I am at Embiid, right? This is how upset I am with anybody that's Joel Embiid. If you want the Sixers to win a chip, I have the perfect solution. If you're rich You have money and you're a friend of Joel Embiid, you got to pay to play. And what I mean by that is Meek Mill, what's my man name? Bradley Cooper, all you jokers that got money from Philly, I guarantee you, if you bet Embiid game by game and you tell Embiid, you got to pay me $1,000 for every shot you shoot outside of the paint, outside of 16 feet. You got to give me $1,000, and I got to give you $1,000 for every shot you make within the paint. I guarantee you Embiid would be bullying these guys. So I'm going to say it with my chest. Meek Mill, stand up. You got the paper. Bradley Cooper, stand up. Anybody else is Joel Embiid fan, bet that paper with him. Make that nigga get in the paint. Please. That's my keep it a C. Keep it a C note. Say it with your chest moment. Conspiracy corner. What we got?
Let's talk about these Boule brothers.
Okay, we gotta explain what is the Boule, because I know Vito was like, "What is the Boule?"
It was a fraternity that started here in 1904 in Philadelphia.
Okay.
It was started by 5 high, yellow, light-skinned brothers.
Shout out. Yep.
They were all, I think, they were all mixed.
Mixed, yeah.
Mixed race. And it was basically a fraternity for, like, academic blacks that were actually going places. And it was pure,
like a lot of medical people and stuff like
pure
that.
academics. So it didn't start out with, like, sports and stuff like that. But with these brothers and with the Boule and stuff, what I have learned is that with these fraternities, it's been a lot of funding, a whole lot of funding, and with a whole lot of funding comes to me comes some type of agenda or something that's got to get pushed along with it. Okay. I'm not denying the success that and the breakthroughs that we have overcome to this point. But there has been a lot of stuff that has been pushed aside, and I think that has got twisted from our history over the years, from what they've been telling us and stuff like that. So I think a lot of these scholars and all these people that were signed up with the Boule, and you know what? And it's not even to me all with the Boule, because this has something to do with the Masons too. Like when you get to past a certain point, like you'll get to know the truth, but you have to, like, turn your other cheek. So, like, to me, it's like they're selling us wolf tickets, but they know what's actually going on behind closed door, and there's, like, nothing that they can do about it. And plus, to me, the Boule, to me, are like the gatekeepers for the black folks. Like,
and what does that mean?
Meaning that, like, that's as high as the black folks are gonna go, is like the Boule or a high Mason level, but that with these gatekeepers mean that they keep the black folks in order. They control the media. I mean, our form of entertainment, all of our entertainers and stuff like that. They let us know exactly what information is correct. They back on certain issues to make things more believable. Like a lot of the stuff, like for example, Carter G. Woodson, he had a theory about how blacks were native to the land, but soon time after he got to talking with some folks, that narrative completely changed, and now, oh yeah, we definitely from Africa, we from this, we from that. So
these are kind of like the guys that Malcolm X used to speak about when he was saying they were puppets and stuff of that. That's basically what you're trying to say.
Yep, and it hurt me, because a lot of the leaders that I thought were leaders was actually, honestly, like puppets, or they had an agenda to fill or something that they had to do. But, and to me, it starts, like, if you could get that indoctrinated education, that's one way. If you serve in the military, that's another way. But, I mean, or if you can shoot basketball like LeBron, he's definitely a Boule.
Right, but now I seen something that said that originally they didn't let entertainers and they looked down on them.
No, and I think that the change had to come when big money started being placed on these athletes.
Okay.
So like with these athletes, with big money comes big responsibility. So like, they're gonna cap you on information and money and stuff like that. So they're gonna come after you.
Right. What you think, Vito?
Now I have a question. Now you saying like they were puppets. Now my question is, are you a puppet if you use what you gotta use to get in position with these people so you can help your people?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have that mindset, no, but for the fact that you have some truth and you're spreading to the masses of people that look like you a falsehood or something that's not true, I don't know.
So let me paraphrase, right, Vito? We had brothers from Philadelphia that were rich. One of the brothers from the Boule, the fraternity, he was like one of the richest guys in the city. Not black, just period. Like, they were making money. A lot of them weren't accepted by other classes, but like we had light-skinned brothers that wanted to be white or wanted to be accepted by white. So they started their own stuff, but they all had money. So basically it's like this. Paraphrasing, these other colors, people, whites and all of that, like, listen, y'all got money, y'all got this, won't y'all get down with us? You got 2 million, we'll throw you an extra 17 million.
Yep.
But we want you to push this. Or we want you to say that this curriculum is right. And that's originally where, because it started good, but that's where allegedly it went left. And that's where the puppet thing comes into play. You know what I mean? For what John is saying. So I was keeping y'all going, John.
But yeah, like a lot of historical figures, I think it's a cost in any history book for your name to be immortalized. Like, you become a library, you become a statue or whatever. You have to play along with the Get Down gang for me, in my mind, in order for you to be successful. And like with these folks, like it was hard for me to hear about Marcus Garvey. A lot of them brothers, a
lot of them was taking paper.
Like even with the Harlem Renaissance, it was hard to that was all funded. And even to today, you could see like the similar patterns, because even Black Lives Matter right now, that's being totally funded. And for what agenda, what reason, I don't know. But to me,
the NAACP was funded by white people. Dr. Martin Luther King was funded by all these people.
But I feel like it's only a problem if I don't feel like a problem that matters who funds it.
It doesn't.
It only matters if you go against what you preach when they start funding it. If you're still doing whatever it is you need to do for your people.
Well, they're telling you what to preach.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
now,
what I'm saying.
If you take what they say and preach what they say, then
no. What I mean by that is before you see these people. So basically, it's like before you ever heard of Martin Luther King, they was already prepping him, schooling him. You know what I mean? And now when he comes out, he's kind of pushing a movie, whatever it may be, and you know that's allegedly. But again, like one of the videos that I seen, it was like Whitney Houston and Bill Cosby was popping at the time. And the people that was a part of the society was like, we don't deal with entertainers and athletes. But me and John had a conversation. He was talking about Sidney Poitier. And I'm like, me personally, I don't think that a lot of those guys back then was making money like that. I think once you've seen athletes can inspire kids and all that, I think that's when they, if it's true, that's when they might have pulled them in. But do you believe it, Vito?
Yes, I don't put nothing past anybody because, like I always say, we've been told something so long, you have the tendency to believe it. But that doesn't mean it's the truth.
Right.
Well,
that's possible.
Those same guys that talked to Bone Thugs and Harmony, to me, they were part of some high elite group that's controlling the masses.
Right.
To be truthful, I think that they were some form of Masons, and nothing against none of the black fraternities now, or even the Masons nowadays, because like I think the regular fraternities now, this has nothing to do with y'all, and the regular Masons, like especially Black Masons, like, there's only so much information that they're going to give y'all. And I don't think that these main lodges, even like Prince Charles Hall, like right down the street, I don't think that they're going to give you the same information as if you was a 33rd degree Mason over like in England or something. You're not going to have that same lodge experience, information that what's given to you.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just wish they
So who would you say that you think some of these people are?
I think everybody, I think that the Boule, the Masons, whoever's up there controlling everything, they have a hand on everybody that's colored, that's making money. Every celebrity, every big athlete that's getting these hundreds of $1 million deals.
Right.
They control our actors.
So when you
musicians,
say that, it makes me think: is Dame Dash not in the game right now because he couldn't be controlled?
I think so.
Is that the case?
I think Jay played ball and Dame wasn't playing ball. Dame wasn't about that, and I think that even like in sports, I think there were some people that got busy. But if you don't have that culture, that mentality, that I don't know, mindset to fit how they want you to be, that they're gonna boot you.
I'm glad you said that, Vito. John, because Vito, I was watching one of these videos for the show, right? And a lot of these guys that were the founding members of the Boule and all that, they were deep in the churches. And a lot of these things, remember you see on downtown where you see the poles and they got the little blue thing and they got the yellow writing and it's telling you this person that person that, they did this in 17 something. A lot of them are black people that I didn't know were black people. So I was amazed. Like I said, Richard Allen, I thought he was just a
he was
project.
Like a minister, though, right?
Huh?
He was like a minister or something, though, right? Richard Allen?
Yeah. But what struck me about all of that is we were talking about guys from Philly don't never make it to the NBA and why we don't make it to the NBA. But I remember as I'm watching the video, they said something about the one guy from Philly, he invested and he was heavenly with Episcopal Hospital and all of that. And it instantly dawned on me, like, damn, Episcopal. And I started thinking, I said, damn, Wayne Ellington and Gerald Henderson went to Episcopal. Then I started thinking, Vito, you remember in the 90s, in our era, now we got charter schools, but remember, we were always told if we went to Catholic school, it would be easier for us to get into college and do stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe if that's a correlation, why we don't have players like that.
That's true because, what's the boy? I can't think of his name. That went to LaSalle. Wound up going to the league. Rasul Butler.
Rasul.
Who else? Kyle didn't go to a Catholic school, but matter of fact, he did go to Catholic school.
He went to Doherty. Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely had to go because you got a guy like OT, Omar Thomas, Alex Wesby. You got a lot of guys who played, who was that guy in the public league, but they don't get no recruiting. So you had to go either prep, charter, or fucking.
Not just how many. I'm not talking about the charter guys. I mean, we know Rasheed Wallace, but how many? Because Katina Mobley was Catholic school. How many of them other guys from early days that was in the NBA was actually public school guys? Shit. Because Weeks never made it to the... Tyrone Weeks didn't make it to the league. He played for FLC. I think he went to UMass
Terrell Stokes ain't make it.
Terrell Stokes ain't make... Like, I'm talking... Yeah, a lot of the... Marvin O'Connor, Lynn Greer, those type guys that went to public league schools, they never... like I said, I don't know what the whole thing is with charter schools. But even when I was coming up... and I was getting ready to go to high school, I remember my old heads used to tell me, go to a Catholic school. Go to a Catholic school. And I'm like, I'm not Catholic. And they like, if you want to play sports, go to a Catholic school. Yep. And I don't know if that's the correlation. But another thing I did see is they said that slave days and even when the Boule was coming up, they said that they used a lot of the guys with church. So the slaves that were best at preaching the church stuff, that's who they like lean towards and put in position. But you remember we went to Slayton, and there was this one kid. He was like, nobody dealt with him enough, and he just became popular because, remember we used to go to the chapel to talk to the girls. Remember this one kid used to be preaching every week, and he became like the man at Slayton? You don't remember that? Black kid. He started preaching every week. They stopped bringing like a person down. They would let him do the service. You don't remember that?
I ain't go like that.
You didn't go like that?
I went to chapel probably like 3 times.
I went, as soon as they said that, I found that funny because I'm like, damn, Boy he didn't play sports or nobody, but he became somebody.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, I don't think that's by coincidence, though, by the Boulez. With all these churches on every other corner, half the time in Philly, you can find that shit, 2 churches on 1 block.
Right.
So, I mean, I just think that that's a form of submission since, like, way back when, even with the slave days or whatever. Like, they gave him this book. They ain't let you read no other books, but they let you read this book. And then, like, black folks took that and ran. And, like, to me, I don't think it's by no coincidence that they wanted these folks, these Boulez, these guys, to push that Jesus Christ agenda across these major cities.
Right. But let me ask y'all this, though, right? Do you think it's by coincidence that every time we have, because I'm not going to say none of these guys was in it, but when you had Malcolm and Martin, they didn't get along. Mm-hmm. When you had Du Bois and
Marcus Garvey,
they didn't get along.
Yeah.
Now, even if you go today, entertainment-wise, right? Mm-hmm. These guys got all this money. Why can't they just put the money together and start their own thing without selling anything? You see what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing is, why don't we have nothing to our...
Everything we get, we sell.
That made me more mad at Nori. Because if you watch that Drink Champs episode with Nori, they're shouting out Jay-Z all day, say and all that. And he talking black-owned businesses. But again, I'm mad that Jay-Z did not own that whole business. You see what I'm saying?
But he been said that in his song.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we don't... Another thing Nori was saying is, he was like, with George Floyd, he was like, we don't care. This was our moment and you took it from us. But it's like everything we supposedly got, we don't really have. It's a move. You see what I'm saying? We could have been had our own. We could have been had our own distribution company where we didn't have to deal with Lyor and up. We could have been had. Look, right now, Jay-Z and Kanye not getting along, but they both billionaires. They can do so much if they just come together and all that. And it's like, is that by design?
Yeah, we bicker and fight.
Or is it on us? Like, we just get arrogant because we have...
It be by design. Like, remember what I was saying with the owning the professional sports team, like, especially with the football, more so than any other sport, and you were saying they couldn't afford it. That may be the case, but if they could, there still would be a reason why they went certain guys. Could you imagine if Jay-Z owned an NFL team? All them guys would want to play for that team, and then he's going to monopolize the whole NFL.
Right.
They don't want that.
Right. Yeah, so what else you got with the Boule, John?
None. It's just that I believe the Boule and the Masons, they got their hands on every big black entertainer, from Tyler Perry to every celebrity in hand.
It's definitely possible. Now, you went to college. Sorority? Did you do sorority?
No, sorority is for chicks. Fraternity.
Fraternity. Pardon me.
Fraternity. Fraternity. I was online for one, but that line dropped after about a month of being online because the kid that was online with us went home. And he was walking around with his shirt off, and his mom worked at Cheney, so. With his mom working at Cheney, she went to work the next day, about to get the whole, I'm not going to say the fraternity, we're trying to get that whole fraternity in trouble. So
wait, he had marks on his body?
Oh, yeah, we had marks. And so the fraternity that I was online with just dropped the line to make it seem like we was never online. Like, look, lady, what are you talking about? Right. So that was a way to save face. And then they picked it back up, but... After realizing and sitting back, I'm glad. I mean, shout out to those who do the fraternity. I mean, I just don't think it's for everybody. But if it's for you, shout out to you. But after that time off, I'm glad that I got a chance to sit back and realize, like, I didn't need that.
Do you know where the marks was from, though?
Yeah, from the stuff that we did on our sets.
Okay, so I just want to ask you 2 questions real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
with one, like when you see on TV and movies and all that, is it Hollywood or is it no cap when they hitting you with paddles and
No
they
cap.
making you
No
do
cap.
bull crap? Like that's really going
real,
on?
that's real shit. Hell yeah.
And what is the reason for that?
To me, now that
Did they ever tell y'all what's the reason?
I mean,
for that
they're trying to build a brotherhood and the bonds. Like when a group of men go through something together, whether you're in the Marines, the armies, or something like that, and you're in a group of brothers and y'all go through something, it just builds a stronger link between y'all.
But how is it a stronger link if you beating me with something in the night?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like with these Boules and stuff and these fraternities, like they take these guys because it's almost like a form of submission. Like this guy can actually do this, take this, and still do what I say. And I don't know if it's a form of mind control or I don't know. It's to me like sitting back looking at it like I didn't need that. I didn't need the group. I didn't need the networks. But if other people are into that, good. That's all you.
Okay, my last question for you. I heard you say they dropped the line and act like they never had it. Nothing ever happened. Mm-hmm. So I would ask you, does that mean that everything that happens in this fraternity is like secret?
I mean, they would want you to keep it. Is it
supposed to be?
Only because, like...
What would have happened if somebody would have told that the marks came from...
Then that chapter would have been suspended or whatever for X amount of years or however many...
That's it?
Yeah, it would just been suspended.
But what would have happened to that student, you think?
No, nothing really. Because
I mean, as far as with the frat, and he would have been done with the frat.
Yeah, because the frat you can't become on. They couldn't take.
But would that mess the future up? You think? If you had to say,
yeah, probably would have messed his future up. Yep. But see, the issue is that when I came back, I possibly would have took it on, but when I came back, they said that they wanted us to start over from the beginning, and I was like, what? And I was already like, we were already like a month or some change in before. Like, I'm not going through all that shit again.
Okay, so let me ask you the last question. What is the main reason that most people get into these frats and these sororities? And is there a goal?
They say the biggest one is for networking, like for job references, for life references, and stuff like that. Like you're a part of something. It makes you feel like you're a part of a group. You have an extended family. So with that, that's why
so it's safe to say, if you went and tell,
it's almost like a gang initiation.
If you went and tell why that guy got his wounds, because you want to be a part of something, and do this XYZ, then that mean them same people that was in that frat or that sorority would keep a secret if they was making millions of dollars off of it, right?
Yeah, basically they're there to keep a secret. But I mean, I would tell y'all, but I ain't gonna tell the camera about exactly what happened. But I mean, to me, looking back at it, I just think it's some form of like submission, like mind control. But it is also a brotherhood, or a sisterhood, or whatever, extended family, however you want to see it. But I ain't need it. I ain't need that type of family that bad. I'm cool.
Listen, I never understand the jumping in the gang thing, but I don't need you hitting me with paddles and sending me on
almost
dummy
like a gang
missions.
initiation.
You sending me on dummy missions just so I could be down with you.
Yeah. Yep.
And what's the chances that I'm still not successful?
And they're not like, and the tests and stuff that they do, it's not all physical. A lot of the stuff, they do mental tricks on you. Like, they do mental stuff to break you down. Doing stuff that they will try to make you do stuff that is completely out your character, and that is the part where I was like, all right, now I know they trying to get you on some mind shit.
They trying to train you for something else.
Yes, so that's why I always say this reminds me of like some gang shit, some military shit, some like fall in line, I can take orders type shit.
Okay, what's your thoughts on it, people? Do you believe in the Boule, higher secret society for black people that are doing good with themselves? Keep it a C note with us. We got anything else? Let's get out of here. Thursday night football. We got Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Who you got?
I'm going Baltimore.
Baltimore. Who you got?
I got Tampa, bro.
I'm gonna go with John. I'm gonna go Tampa. Let's go Sunday. We got Arizona. They're back with DeAndre Hopkins. Miami's back. Who you got?
Who's Miami quarterback?
The two is back.
Two is back. I'm going Miami.
No, I'm still going Arizona. Now that they got D-Hop back, I think he gave them boys a boost of confidence on that squad.
I'm going with Vito. I'm going Miami. Green Bay at Buffalo. Who you got? Buffalo here. Fresh off the bye, Christian McCaffrey is a 49er. We got San Fran at the Rams. Who you got, John? Vito got the Rams.
I hate to say it, man, but I think it might be the 49ers this week.
Hold on. I don't like the way you started your sentence.
Why?
Because you hate to say it.
I hate to
you
say
love
it.
to say it.
I think the 49ers might have this week. It's something up with the Rams. I don't know what it is.
Make or break week, I say Sean McVay gets it done and we go on a run. That's what I'm going to say.
You already know mine.
All right.
Yeah, Rams. Vito's going Rams, so we got Rams, and John is going
They are the Hams, not the Rams.
Okay. Monday Night Football, we got Cincinnati at Cleveland. Who you got?
Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Cleveland. Cincinnati ain't been looking right, man.
They did.
And every time I pick them, they
bad
lose.
last week.
I'm going Cincy as well. We didn't get a chance to talk to Sean Watson. Another case coming up.
Huh?
What the fuck?
Leave that man alone.
Hey, listen, man, they popping from under cars.
Come on,
They
man.
Bill Cosby in this bull.
It's getting ridiculous at this point.
Yeah. But anyway, people, we about to wrap this episode up. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please hit the like button on YouTube.
I think he ain't play ball or something.
Yeah, in Texas.
Yo, Deshaun Watson, I think he ain't play ball. Something's happening for him to keep getting all these lawsuits.
Well, he said I wanted out.
Those boys, he pissed somebody off.
Yeah, see, but this is what I want to do for next week, right? Because me and you talked about it, John. Is it really pissing somebody off, or is it some type of ritual?
I feel like it could be either or, but it's definitely pissing somebody off saying, I want the fuck out.
Okay. Okay. But again, people, this your first time on YouTube. Please hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit the bell so you can get notified. Vito was good this week. He even went with the Rams. What up, dog? As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Your boy John.
And to the left of John, we got
The boy that's not going with the Rams.
Okay. He's not going with us to the parade, but he's going with us this week. You can count that. Please, people, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We'll holler at y'all. Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.